I generate 50 inbound leads every single month from content. I create 475 pieces of content per month to make this happen. The system I built that allows me to do this is so easy that a child can do the same exact thing. If you want the same exact results as I have, 50 appointments a month from a content machine, follow this exact process. 475 pieces of content create at scale is very hard, but the real key to do this is to dial in on 3 core platforms. When you focus on 3 platforms and focus on mastery, it's easy to distribute and syndicate that content across the internet. Number 1 is YouTube, which is obvious in this case. Number 2 is Twitter. And number 3 is for my podcast. Here's exactly how I do this. First, when it comes to YouTube, in order to create effective YouTube videos, you need to have a script. This video that you're watching right now with me was a script that I wrote, that I turned into a thread for Twitter, that I then repurposed into a newsletter for my email subscribers that will get posted as a blog on my website, and I also have the option to post it as a blog on LinkedIn. One piece of content distributed across 6 platforms. In order to identify the best topics for YouTube, I hired a consultant that has generated millions and millions of views on YouTube to guide what topics and videos I create. Twitter. When it comes to Twitter, I am tweeting 7 times a day. This equates between 210 and 217 tweets per month. Now, each week, I create content for Twitter. It's original content, and this is the hardest platform that I scale content on. Once I post my content onto Twitter, I then find my best performing content that then gets reposted onto LinkedIn daily. So I'm posting 7 times a week on LinkedIn and 30 to 31 times a month, and it gets posted onto Facebook 2.5 or 3 times a day. That's across my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, and my private Facebook community. Now, the reason I post 7 times a day on Twitter is that I have a global audience. ADAF, my business, works with over 100 digital marketing agencies across 30 different countries worldwide. And I have to post 7 times a day because every 2 to 3 hours, I'm targeting a different time zone where my clients are working in. So I want my clients that are on Twitter, whether it's during the day, during business hours, or during their evening, to be able to see my content on their feed. Podcasting is the 3rd platform I leverage for creating content effectively. And candidly, if you're looking to start, this is the easiest place to start. There's 3 types of podcast episodes that I produce. The first one are solo episodes where I'm just getting on the mic and I'm just talking because I honestly need to express myself. The second one is interviews. And the third one are trainings that I make similar to this video that I then record an introduction for my podcast specifically. So it's a training video that I could post agnostically anywhere. And all I have to do is record an introduction to make sure my podcast listeners know what they're about to walk into when they listen to that episode. From my podcast, I'm able to produce short clips for both YouTube and TikTok, and these are posting 4 times a day across those platforms. And I'm reaching 240 to 224 posts per month. From my highest performing short form pieces of content on YouTube, I then take those pieces of content, I take about 3 to 5 of those pieces of content a week, and then I redistribute those to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. That's my syndication model. You're going to want to stick around to the rest of this video to actually learn how you can create content effectively too. Now, the first platform that we're going to dive into is Twitter content creation. Most people hear that I'm producing over 200 unique pieces of content on Twitter a month and get really overwhelmed. So for the sake of this video, we're going to make it super easy for you to begin. I focus on 3 types of short form content for Twitter. Number 1 is the quick posts and quick takes of value. Number 2 are stories. And then number 3 is just kind of sharing my personal perspective on my life. When it comes to starting out, everyone struggles with actually how to produce ideas for content. And this solution is so easy and can be leveraged for any platform that you create content on. The first thing you have to do is go look back at your calendar for the previous 1 to 2 weeks. I want you to look at your meetings, look at your client conversations, look at the internal problems you solved. Within these meetings and problems, you have content ideas just literally lying there waiting for you to grab them. So I want you to go into those events and recall what happened in those events and then be able to share that in a story form. Now, if you look here on the screen, you could see that recently I had my YouTube Shorts agency miss on executing. I was able to take this exact experience and start to tell the story of what happened. So literally in this example, I said the agency that runs my YouTube Shorts missed a day of posting this week. When I let the founder know this, his initial response was to personally schedule it. This response was wrong. Here's what would have been the right course of action. So I introduce the story, I share what happened, and then I share my take. This is a really simple format that you can use when looking back on your meetings and just start to write. If you haven't been writing content, the first step is just about producing content. It's not about producing good content. It's just about getting started. If you're already leveraging content, consider this as an additional option for how you can create content, because stories make lessons more concrete and believable because they actually happened. When it comes to podcast content creation, that's the easiest because you're just getting on a mic and you're having a stream of consciousness, or you're having an interview, or you're repurposing content. Your short form video editor should be able to take clips and repurpose them across the internet, and all you need is one admin to find your best clips to then repurpose on different platforms. The only caveat that I need to highlight, which I am going to reiterate here, is for your podcast, it's best to record introduction videos so when someone's listening to a training, they know what they're about to listen to. To ensure I do this effectively, I have a podcast submission form that I submit the title of the episode. I submit specific instructions for the video editor when relevant. I submit the specific link to the Riverside platform so they could just go in and grab the video. I submit the specific date I want them to post it at. And then I also submit an intro, a mid-episode promotion, or an outro to the episode so my editor can specifically put those pieces of audio clips in the relevant places. Finally, the way I'm able to generate leads is through call to actions. If people consume your content and you are not driving them to book an appointment, they will not book an appointment. Now, across the internet, I'm creating call to actions uniquely for each platform. Now, you may notice at the end of every YouTube episode, I say something along the lines of, building a business is hard. And even though this process may seem simple, you're going to find that it's harder to do it alone. That's why we exist at 8F. Make sure if you want help building this exact system, you go to the link below to book a call. I say that because I need to drive action and awareness to someone to book a call. On Twitter, I have auto plugs that automatically drive people to a landing page. For my landing pages, I leverage a software called Unbounce. Unbounce is very helpful because it allows me to track my data across 2, 4, or even 5 different split tested landing pages to see which ones perform the best. I'm constantly testing different landing pages, different ideas, different buttons on these landing pages to see what's going to increase my optimization and book call rate. When it comes to my actual content, I am always including both soft sells and hard sells. Soft sells are subtle ways to encourage people to come work with you by promoting the benefits of your brand. This could come in the fashion of by sharing a success story. It could also come in the fashion of highlighting specific features and benefits. For me, one of the things I commonly highlight is how we have guarantees. We have a guaranteed satisfaction, your money back. No one who's worked with us for more than 1 month has ever asked for their money back, and we've worked with over 700 clients. I share small pieces like that because I'm nurturing people to eventually book a call. They're building trust with me as I do those things. Hard sells are my final piece of content that I leverage to book calls. And hard sells are promotional posts where you mention how you have 1 or 2 slots available to work with someone or to give free consultations and to book now. Now, when you take this up and you average it across the month, here's how this distributes across my different platforms. On Twitter, I'm averaging 30 to 40 inbound calls every single month that are booked to my calendar. Currently, I'm new to YouTube. At the time of this recording, I have about 1.2 thousand followers. I'm booking about 5 to 10 calls a month, which is pretty good given how small my following is here on the platform. On my podcast, I'm booking between 5 and 15 calls per month. A lot of people go from my podcast and then to my website, where on my website, they book a call. On LinkedIn, I'm booking about 1 to 2 inbound calls a month. And on Facebook, I'm booking an additional 1 to 2 calls a month. Across the internet, these are the things that enable me to run a 7-figure business. Now, like I said before, this is not as easy as it may seem, and if you want help building the operations of your business, make sure you go to the link below and book a call with us where we can set up a consultation and help you. And if you liked this content, you received value from this content, please like it and subscribe to my channel where I will come into your feed weekly, giving you really great systems and processes to grow your business. Thank you.